Hey, how's it going, guys? It is Olivier, and today I'll share with you my full stock portfolio update for the month of March 2024. So today you'll discover every single transactions that I've made over the last month, as well as every single companies that I have in my portfolio. Now let's start by seeing what are the different technology companies that I have in my investing portfolio. First, you can see that a large portion of my total assets can be found in 4 of the big GAFAM, which are Apple, Meta, Google, and Amazon. And with the massive increase that the company has seen over the past couple of weeks and months, Meta by itself represents close to 17% of my total assets in my portfolio. Except of that, you can see that both Google and Amazon have been performing quite well since I first bought them. Unfortunately, in the case of Tesla, after seeing some massive growth in 2023, we can see that the beginning of 2024 has been horrendous for them, but you can still see that on the average price that I've paid for the company, I've still made close to 20% of total return on it. But keep in mind that every single dip that I see with Tesla, it is definitely a company that I'm looking forward to buy more shares of it. Now, in terms of my super small stake in Rumble, you can see, however, that this company hasn't been performing quite well over the past couple of years, but recently we've seen that this company has been able to regain some quite positive momentum, so hopefully Rumble will be able to break even in terms of my buying price. And finally, the last technology company that I have in my portfolio is Shopify, and as you can see, I've been able to make some quite interesting gain over the past couple of months on it. Now, in terms of my 2 energy companies, which are Enbridge and Pembina, you can see that Pembina has been doing fantastic over the past couple of years, but on its side, you can see that Enbridge hasn't been doing that great in terms of the unrealized profit that I've made on this company. However, keep in mind that the total return that is present over here doesn't include all the dividend income that I've received from all of these companies. Nevertheless, most of the dividend stocks that I have in my portfolio haven't been the best performers of it over the past couple of years. But now talking about great dividend stocks, you can see that by going in the financial sectors, we find that I have most of the big Canadian banks, and you can also see that I have the financial insurance company Manulife, which has been the best performer in this sector with some return of close to 64%. Nevertheless, when we exclude the dividend income that I've received from these banks, you can see that both BMO as well as RBC have been able to perform quite well. Unfortunately, this hasn't been the case for my different telecommunication companies that I have, which are Bell and Telus, that have all been negative quite importantly over the past couple of years. This is notably due to the fact that these types of companies are considered as some high capital expenditures businesses, meaning that obviously they are massively linked to the total debt that they have. And with the current interest rate that we have on the market, these types of companies are obviously paying quite a lot of total interest at the moment. However, my consummation company Couche-Tard has been doing fantastic throughout that period with some return of close to 125%. On its side, my materials company Savaria has also been doing okay with some return of close to 23%. Plus, my real estate investment trust company Raocan has been doing fairly great with some great monthly dividend income plus a total unrealized gain of close to 40%. And finally, my super small stake in the 5 and Plus company hasn't been doing great with some return of less 3%. This makes that my total stock portfolio currently has some unrealized gain of about $31,000 or 43%, meaning that it is currently worth close to $103,000 at the moment. Obviously, this doesn't include all the dividend income that I've been able to generate from all of these companies, as well as the different ETFs that I have in my global portfolio. But now let's see what are the different sectors that are the most represented in my portfolio. With no surprise and with the recent gain that they have made, obviously the technology sector represents by far the largest sector of it with close to 47% of my total assets. After, you can notice the financial sector comes as the second largest sector in my portfolio with about 22% of it, with many great financial Canadian banks in it. Then we have the real estate sector with close to 10% of my assets. After, we have the energy sector with 8% of it. And then we finish with the communication, the consummation, as well as the materials sector. And finally, in terms of the transactions that I've made over the past month of February, it is pretty simple. I have made no transaction during that month. As many of you might already know, I am currently saving a big portion of my total earned income to put on my real estate property because, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I have bought at the end of 2023 my first triplex, which means obviously that I have different renovations to make on it. And with the leftovers that I have in terms of my total cash flow, I am currently mainly investing in great solid ETFs for the long term. Nevertheless, on my side, there are still many great undervalued stocks that I have on my watch list to buy potentially in March, notably a company like Tesla that has been massively going down over the past couple of weeks. So on your side, if you want to discover what are those different picks that I have on my watch list at the moment, check out the video that's going to be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace.